Like, he's like, I'm going to that house? Oh, yeah, let me pull up.
It's live?
It's live, yes.
It's live,
Oh, there you go.
Hold on. It's live, so you gotta start it off great. Oh, he watching flicks? Sorry.
My phone's over here.
I need a dub! Yeah, I'm gonna be that fat guy. Kenny gave me the small mug. He like, he needs life. Scoop got the big lady like, yo, he big. You ain't big, shit. He big. You small body.
That shit wasn't.
Yeah, I actually just poured all of it randomly. Yeah.
That shit does look fire though.
What's that?
Fucks with it.
The shirt's hot, right? That's what I was telling him. Like, yo, NVGA merch on the way.
The real fat guys. Real fat guys put Chipotle sauce on everything.
Where you get that from, bro?
This nigga, that's
From the car, man.
That's pretty.
No way it was in your
Where
box.
my man just poured
out.
Chick-fil-A sauce.
Damn, like for real, son. Like,
It wasn't in my pocket. I had it in my hand.
damn.
Oh my god.
Y'all gonna get over it, okay?
That is beyond me. Boy, it's good.
My nigga said, I got the sauce.
Oh,
Like, they used to call me One Glove Shorty, aka Sauce in the
yes,
pocket.
sir.
Right, sauce in the pocket. My man said, that's funny. This nigga.
You know, Chick-fil-A, the only
Y'all can
place that
see
gives
this.
you, the only
My
place that
man
gives you extra
pulled
sauce.
out some Chick-fil-A sauce for his
Sometimes
pizza.
Why not? It's just fire.
My man, shit. He's like, oh, shit, good.
If it
You're
wasn't,
like, why they call you Sauce in the pocket? Is that like slang for something? You're like, no. You're like, so what if you like, you play sports and like, that's your nickname on the field? Or,
Sauce
or
in the
so man, I'm gonna ask, man.
Right.
And he's like, no, it's because it's sauce in the pocket.
Why is this man over here think like, oh, I'm getting the ultimate Bioware fan? I'm not saying you don't know Bioware. But when we compare our history of Bioware, mine's it's way thicker. Oh man, that's fat guy, right?
I know what you're saying.
Oh shit.
Let me help y'all, okay?
And turn
I would say yeah.
First of all,
I would say yeah.
I played first Mass Effect more times than he did. Hey, how many times did you beat the first Mass Effect?
4 times.
8. You? I beat about 8 times. Maybe 7. I'm the only person who got Rex.
My man, Rex.
My Rex survived. His didn't. My Rex survived, bro.
Never.
I beat Mass Effect 2. I only beat Mass Effect 2 like 2 times, I think, because I bought it from you. And so I returned it. Half memory. No, it never returned. Because a kid dropped it on the floor, and before I noticed it, Scoop stepped in and slipped on it. That's over. That was your Mass Effect 2, wasn't it? I was so mad, too. I ain't had the money back then to replace it either, so.
I had already beat the drum on the front side.
I know, but still. Mass Effect 3, I think I only did that twice. I didn't. But even then, I feel like my Mass Effect status is compared to yours. But then I have all of Dragon Age. Then I have one of the games that originally got me in, like, super heavy into games was when the Xbox dropped. I had that joke, and he had KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic, which was a BioWare game. And that is one of my favorite games ever. And that was the reason why I was so excited about Outer Worlds, because it reminds me of Knights of the Old Republic almost mixed with Fallout New Vegas. That was how I felt about the game. I was loving it. Like, it's every day, like it's fire, dog.
Sleep, probably.
Yeah,
It is late in the day.
Alright, let's get started.
Let's get it poppin'.
We didn't?
He's like, I didn't know.
Nah, I mean, I was just talking to talk.
We back NVGA with the infamous Sauce in the pocket. Right, Scoop 23.
That's sauce in the pocket, not me.
That's funny. Sauce in the pocket.
Yeah, we're kind of coming at y'all a little later in the day than what we normally do. As y'all are probably noticing already, for whoever's actually in here watching this joint. But
Yeah, we got a few people in.
yeah, normally we would have started much earlier today. You know what I'm saying? But things came up. So I had to do a little later.
Life, you guys know how it is. Life,
Pretty much. So let me start with this. What's everybody playing right now? I'll start with you, Trigger.
we'll do differently.
Also, one of our members isn't currently in right now.
Because it's fired.
Because I think he might be
Coming in.
asleep because he worked different
Salute.
set of hours.
You know, on different side of the
You know. But yeah, well that too, different
Well,
time zone. But
Yeah.
I'm so far away.
if he does wake up, he'll
He'll
join
join.
us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, what you playing here?
Just Apex.
You said who?
Just some more Apex. But I got this new mode though. It's called Shadow.
That's something we showed off last week, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
We
I've
didn't
been-
talk
I just-
about it though.
I just been on that.
We just
We streamed it.
We
We didn't talk
It's
about
so addicting. Like the regular version is like kind of like tactical. This is like pure just revenge, and like it's a combination of like you can go in guns blazing and just shooting all the little zombies, or you can play it safe. And like my move is I'll get a few kills, and once I get something like decent gun wise and armor wise, I climb up on a door. I was waiting for somebody to run in.
Pathfinder.
And I'm like, "Blah," as soon as they walk in. Now a lot of times, like, they got this like kind of unwritten rule where if somebody keeps hitting the
If they
joint,
bounce it.
yeah, then that means like team up. And so a lot of times, if you halfway through the game and the extraction doesn't start until you like the last 10 people, but if there's like 14 people, most people like. Because the other thing too is. People are a lot of times want to team up with me because I can shoot the joint to the ship, and then but the killer combo in this mode is having
A Bangalore Pathfinder.
Pathfinder and Watson.
A Bangalore Pathfinder would be dope because you could spray the smoke and it.
They have
Straight out.
they have that vision, so it doesn't matter.
Oh.
You can see
through the smoke?
True.
As a shadow.
Dang, that's tough.
You have the bloodhound ability pretty much.
Oh yeah, true. You're right.
But no, I was gonna say Pathfinder and Watson combo is killer. Because if you're
Oh, set up the barriers.
yeah, because they only give you a certain amount of life when you're a shadow. So by the time they run through and you like tap the joint.
No,
one time,
I seen it. I read on this dude. I tried, and it's like I hit the jump, and not only does it slow you down by so much, like you turn to a turtle, bro. But then she just one shot. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you end up inside the circle, you need Watson because once you kill a shadow, they show where you
Exactly
land.
where you died.
Yeah, so no, not even where you die, where you are. There's like a homing beacon on you for like the first 5 seconds when you drop in. So if you're killing a bunch of them, they're all coming to that area.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it sounds like some horror movie. Type
It is,
stuff.
but that's the thing though too. And then like,
But
what sucks is like if you
I know you
get that-
remember when niggas were trying to jump on the ship at the end when we played last week. And it's like 8,
There's just
9
shadows
niggas
everywhere.
running out like
smacking the shit
the
out of
dudes dropping them. Oh, maybe drop 2 or 3, but that swarm overwhelmed them. In fact, to be honest with you, I don't think there's any other game like that. There's no other game like this mode. So if they remove it, I mean, I know they're going to remove it because it's really only like a Halloween thing, but Captain's gonna be mad upset because it's like we can't go get this experience nowhere else. This literally doesn't exist anywhere else right now.
It's fire. There's no question about it. I mess with that jump pretty heavy.
I mean, it doesn't. I guess the closest thing is
What the best
Halo
part
zombies.
though is if somebody come in the room and smack you. Come in, blah, blah, or you feel like, and you be mad, like, man, fuck that dude. But then you can literally drop in and come swipe my hands up.
Like, remember that?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I think I did that a few times last week.
And then as soon as I get that one kill, I quit and start over.
He don't even
I wanna
go
play
full
out the
potential.
game.
He's just like, yeah, whatever. I just wanted to clap you because you got me. You took me out the game.
Pretty much. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing.
Apex, more Apex for sure. I actually really haven't been on the sticks crazy this week. Right. But when I did get on, I pretty much was just playing Destiny. Cause Shadow King is still. Yeah. I forgot to switch it up this week a little bit. Imagination.
Young fried rice.
Right.
Young fried chicken over
Young
there.
crispy tofu man.
AKA Frylock.
Oh, man.
Look, he's just like this.
Yeah. What now?
Recently.
Huh?
Nah, I'm playing basically Outer Worlds, like 3 hours into it. And then,
If you ever see a grown man in pink glasses,
basically
doing so.
And,
He's up to no good.
yeah, pretty much that and MK11. You know what I'm saying? Back in the lab on that shit. That's it.
MK11 now?
Cause I bought Terminator last week.
Oh yeah, you told me you was running him. Terminator's an animal though, from what I saw.
Yeah, he's pretty decent. Nigga hit hard as fuck. Nigga like tank. Basically.
His defense
Nah,
is
your
shit.
defense is trash.
Yeah, kinda.
Trash. The attack is super high.
I think I'm gonna buy one other character in that joint. Oh boy, I can't think of his name. Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung.
Buy that nigga. But other than that, that's it.
True. He's playable or he's not unlocked yet?
Nah, he is. He came out first. He was the first one.
Okay. So
That's
this
the
week,
first combat
so-
pack?
Yeah. All these characters are the first combat pack.
Okay. True. That's what it does.
Sir.
So
He's like, what happened?
I'm pulling my Rolodex.
Right.
He's like,
I just play
this.
this.
Right.
No, it's not that much. I started my week off playing some Borderlands, right? As I think I said on the last John and the one before, I beat Borderlands with my brother. I forgot what level I was at. I think it was like level 37, 38 when we beat the John. But earlier this week, I was doing a little bit leveling. I think it was like right after the podcast, I played a little bit, and then maybe Monday. But I stopped playing when I hit about level 44, because, you know, shelf 44. But I played Outward because I was like, yeah, I kind of want to play a little RPG leading up into Outer Worlds. Not to be confused, not the same game. And for some reason, I was enjoying the heck out of it, you know? Out there surviving, fighting bandits, fighting for my life. It's fire though, and it's co-op too.
For my life.
But the real show started happening when I got home Friday, and finally was like, oh, you know, man, I'm gonna go ahead and play that Outer Worlds, you know, see what that's looking like. And, you know, the beginning was like, okay, it's kind of baby, a little fightless, you know, it feels pretty good, you know, feels good, all slow mechanic. I'm like, this shit's hot, right? I got to the city, you know, started talking to people, you know. At first I was like, the city's kind of dead, man. You know, but then I got out in the world and I started fighting. You know, and I got to the other opposing group of people, and these niggas had beef, and now I gotta run here and do this and that, and I started fucking niggas up. And I was out that joint, intimidating, lying, persuading, convincing, conniving. I was like, yeah, all baby. Yeah, I'm looking at you specifically.
That's fair. You talking about the persuading.
So, like, if you've ever played New Vegas, they have skill checks. But the skill checks aren't just conversation skill checks. They can be like the way you built your character. Like, my character has a really high intelligence. I wanted to go with a really high intelligence and a really high charm. In which under, like, each tree has something that's under it, right? So, like,
Yeah,
under
I went
charm,
high on charm and charisma.
under charm is, or charisma and charm, which everyone would use, is persuasion, right? Which is like, I'm gonna convince you to do something for me. Lying, which is like, I'm gonna lie and hope that you believe me.
Yeah.
Or intimidation, you gonna do the shit.
And I had to go, I had to put like double strength in my joint.
Right, and then
Beat a nigga brains in with a bat. Like,
the other one that I grabbed,
Shit.
intelligence, covers science, engineering, and medical. And so the thing that I learned when playing this game, and I thought was super fire, is, you know how you play a game, when you play Mass Effect, right, back in the day, and the character asks you a question, and your character might be like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, he wouldn't really know, like, because I went the route I went, my character did know. Like, 9 times out of 10, they'd be like,
Man, I have a crap shit.
they would be like,
I'm not interrupting. I'm still
they would, basically what I'm saying is my character would know engineering. So if somebody was talking about engines, my character could actually comment on the engine piece. And the game even gives you like some slight credit for it. Like, hey, it's a little bit extra experience because you did go that route. So like, there's a lot of stuff I was able to get out of people because like, not only can I convince you to do something, but because we are in a sci-fi type of setting, I'm also smarter than most cats I run across. Like even the guy who saves you is a scientist, and he's really smart. And so when you talk to him for a brief moment at the beginning of the game, and my character's super smart, he's like, oh. Okay, I like that. You know, this is how he felt about it. You know what I'm saying? Because he like, I like that. That's hot. The game really comments on it, and like the way your dialogue is changing. You can even play a stupid. You could like if you take your intelligence and lower it less than the average. Yeah. He even comments when you're making your character. He's like, oh. Yeah, you're not. Oh, you're not. He's like, he's like, you're one wheel short of a vehicle, like status type shit. He literally makes a comment like akin to that, like
stupid motherfucker.
And the game even like puts like in some like kind of grayed out letters like you unlocked idiot dialogue.
Idiot savant.
So basically like when your character runs around talking to people, he's like, Family Guy. Yeah, like you'll literally unlock dumb dialogue options. Your character will literally no. Your dialogue options. So like my options, my character will literally say that's right. Because my character is really smart and he's really charismatic. He's a sarcastic asshole. Like, and it really shows because and of course me being a sarcastic asshole, I literally choose those options. Like every time I get a chance to pop off, you know, niggas be like, oh, you gotta do this and that. I'm like, really? You know what I'm saying? I literally take that role. Like, I'll be an ass. But like, I will say the only downfall for me is, you know, I didn't really spec in weapons.
Wasn't there a game that once you...
I'm playing hard, by the way.
So, man.
I'm playing hard. And it is actually...
Though, like, once you got this playing and you beat the story mode, it would tell you your personality. What game was that?
Is it...
No, I never played it.
No, it's not Fable. It is one of the Walking Dead. It's one of the Walking Dead games.
I never played that one either, so this could be.
Is it one of the other games that came from that studio?
I think it was Watch Dogs.
It tells you what type of person you are at the end.
Yeah.
Watch Dogs 1?
I don't remember that.
Was it 1?
Maybe, yeah.
It might have been 1.
Because I remember there was a game like based on how you play.
They did.
Tell you.
They did because like
how many was it? Just like
it was like a brief like if you were killing a lot of people, they'd be like, yo, you're a psychotic person, something. Or if you did more stealth, you know. No, they did, but it wasn't like.
I think it was Watch Dogs.
It wasn't on the level of like the way this game feels, and I haven't beat the game, but I'm definitely. I can't say accident. It was on purpose. I got on the game.
Like I pushed her off the building. I ain't proud of it.
I got on the game Friday night. Was it? I started playing.
Or it might have been Just Cause.
No, that was last night.
Maybe.
You can do some crazy
shit in Just Cause. You could sling a.
I might have played sling.
I played the crap out of it.
You could attach a person to a car, and the car would drag the person down the road or something.
Wait, you played Just Cause? I mean, well, you played 1.
That's what I said. I played the crap out of Just Cause. So, and I beat it more than once. So that's what I'm saying. It could have been that.
You know what I did, man? I give you an example.
Just Cause and then
early status.
Just Cause. Right.
You said Just Cause.
Featuring my man from San Andreas.
I had 2 competing settlements.
It was eating pizza, bro.
For some power.
Yeah, it's pizza,
right.
Man.
It was 2 competing settlements for power. And
hey, slap some of that.
I can't do nothing for you, man.
I can't do nothing.
So there was.
Hey, y'all try. Make sure y'all save JoJo like 2 slices.
There's a whole JoJo game though, real life.
Yeah, the other one hadn't really been touched.
Yeah. Actually, there's 2 whole joints.
Smoker Gaming.
Smoker
Gaming in the building. Shout out to Smoker Gaming. Smoker Gaming's here. Smoker Gaming's in the building. Smoker Gaming. Everybody. Smoker Gaming is in the building. It's like, what if we did that for everybody? Everybody's like, oh, shit.
Like, oh, okay.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Yeah. Please feed them black cat, bro. What? Oh, this dude. I remember him. Thank you for your viewership.
No, so basically, there's two settlements. They're kind of competing for some power, right? You have to decide who's gonna get it.
We from VA, bruh.
One guy's kind of shady, and the other one's kind of got some alternative.
Keep the merch.
They don't want to talk about.
It's just easier.
We from the DMV, shorty.
These all the same?
No. That one's got, you know, that red stuff on it.
Even though it's supposed to have extra sauce.
Yeah, I don't think any of them had extra
There's
sauce.
no extra sauce at all.
If that
You like,
slicing
no, I had
shot,
extra
don't worry.
sauce. We just cooked it too long. Cooked extra sauce right up off it. Now, so there's two settlements. You gotta make a choice of who gets the power, right?
Right.
I eventually was like, you know what? I don't want to screw the first town over because I kind of feel like, it was theirs to begin with. So I'm gonna let them have the power, right? And I screwed over the people that you might consider the good people. But then I turned around and convinced the leader of that guy, hey yo, you need to bounce and let homegirl take over. Of course he was like, but why? And I was like, cause she can grow plants and you can't. And he was like, she can grow plants? And her people ain't sick. He's like, I'll step down. Oh, bro, the loading screen has commercials in it.
Like legit commercials?
I'm talking like, sometimes there'll be a loading screen and like at the bottom it'll be like, insert ad here. Literally what it says. I think they're taking shots at the gaming industry. You know what I'm saying? Subtle shots like, if you play Outer Worlds, and the game's designed to be this way, so it makes sense. It's not like they're not promoting like Coca-Cola, but the companies inside the game are promoting themselves all the time. So like, what is it, Joe? It's like, oh, it's not a good choice. It's a spacer's choice. And like literally, like that's how they feel about it. And all they care about is making that bottom dollar. And the shit is like, it's conflicting because one side of me is like, yeah, you kind of set us up here. Why should I
beat on my break? And then Meek Mills is like, hey, let me holler at you.
Oh, I'm trying to do everything to be out
I
there.
think PS5 would be good. I think PS5 will not be evolutionary. I think it would be revolutionary.
Talk, brother.
We came here to talk to you about the movement today. Brother Smoking Gaming.
Brother Smoking Gaming.
Nah, we had a discussion the last 2 weeks briefly on next gen console. Actually, that's since we didn't have many people in here when we talked about it before.
You run it back. Run it back.
First of all, if you
I
knew,
swear I saw you was like,
He's like,
welcome to NVGA podcast. Stands for Northern Virginia Gaming Alliance. You heard? Peep the merch. You know what I'm saying? We'll give you a close up of that later. But yeah, we talked about
how much is it though? Like $3.99.
But
literally was like, get that nigga the baby mug.
yeah, we
don't need all that.
We was actually talking
Where's my
about features that the PS5 might have that obviously that the PS4 doesn't. And I think personally that the PS5 is gonna have some type of service internet-wise that's not gonna require Wi-Fi. So you can take that with a grain of salt.
I mean, truthfully, if they did do something like that, it would solve those people who live like, who don't have great options for internet connection. If they was like, yo, we can play off of a sort of cell phone signal type thing. But I almost feel like you'd have to send a tech out to their house. Like, yo, we about to put an old school satellite dish on your shit, cuz.
Here's the thing.
Hey, you got a direct TV?
Like, for instance, you were the Call of Duty mobile, right? Imagine what you'll be able to do with that game on 5G. You can take a console game
And stream it.
and literally just, that's insane. I'm trying to tell you, we was talking about 5G, the jump from 4G to 5G. It's based on what everybody's saying, it's not going to be just the next thing, it's going to be like a giant leap. So,
By the way, you want to catch that was on episode 17?
but since we had like total negative, it was just us.
Basically, us and our spirit. Nobody else. Nobody watching that.
Nah, for sure. Nah, for sure. I think the I don't think the PS5 is gonna be one of those things where you're gonna have to get it right away. I think the I think the PS4. He's talking about PS5. Just he was saying, should I stick to the PS4 Pro? But honestly, I think the PS5 is gonna.
I mean, it really depends on when he bought the Pro. That I would feel kind of bad for him a little bit because, like, I kind of wanted the Pro, and this was like what 4 months ago, 5 months ago. I was talking about it, and I was like, man, for some reason I feel like they're gonna talk about the PS5, and then I waited, and they did. And I'm like, now what? I don't think I'm about it.
Yeah. I think the PS5 is going to be like the transition from the PS3 to the PS4. I think it's going to take about a year for the majority of PS4 players to eventually get to the PS5. So I think...
It really depends on, to be honest with you, it really depends on backwards compatibility. Like, we're probably going to switch early just because...
That's what we do.
Yeah, but like the comment, like if I wasn't in this set and I had to make a choice, I wouldn't be buying the PS5 off bat, just because it's like
bugs.
It's like one, there is that, but
not having.
I have so many games on PS4, like I don't need to swap over immediately. I wouldn't even be upset.
What's the backwards compatibility with it? Nobody knows nothing.
They say that there's going to be, but
anything on PlayStation 4, you'll be able to play on PS5. That's the one thing they confirmed.
So I guess the thing is what Sean said is that will I be able to re-download all my games?
I know they're saying that, but like, I swear they've said that like every generation.
Well,
and it's never been fully true.
Because I mean, they set out the gate with the PS3 going to PS4 that they weren't gonna be able to do a lot of backwards compatibility because of the
yeah, but look at Microsoft. Microsoft was like going from the Xbox to the Xbox 360. They was like, we're gonna have backwards compatibility. They come and find out it was like it wasn't their top 10 games. It was like the next 20 games under the top 10.
No, you're absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And it was like, okay, you have some of the best, but you don't have all. Like Halo ended up being one. All right, if I'm correct. Halo was one, but then Fable wasn't.
Mass Effect.
So here, I got a question
Fable
for
wasn't.
you.
That was like confusing because it's like, look, Fable was one of your best Xbox games.
So Scoop, if
I
you
understand why you didn't have that ready.
If let's say they do allow all the games that you got, especially in most of our cases, the digital situation, literally all of your games. I'm not taking nothing to GameStop. Like I got all my joints.
Well, bro, for real, my disc tray don't even work anymore. So like, literally, every last game I own on PlayStation 4 right now. I know. I got kids. Okay, it's fine. Anyway,
that did kind of throw me a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Yeah, at least the last time I tried, it didn't work. I don't know what happened. I wasn't in the room when it happened. Ask his squad.
So my question is,
Dave was in the room.
Do you even buy the PS5 at that point? You buying a PS5 to play your PS4?
If somebody tells
No. I'm saying that's the funny thing. One, I'm almost 90% sure that the PS4's catalog you'll be able to play all of that on the 5. It's the same x86, you know what I'm saying, platform. So there's no reason to why.
So what is the reason to buy it then?
To buy the PS5?
Yeah.
For shit that's coming out on PS5 that you can't get on PS4. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, that would be in my mechanical mind, you just said it's the same platform. So we gonna switch it to cars, right?
Right.
It's like, okay, you got a Civic.
Right.
Right? You're like, oh, but yeah, I want you to go and buy this 2019 Civic. But it's the same platform.
Wait, no. I think you're thinking it wrong. It's more like, Kennedy, you want a regular 98 Civic or do you want the Civic Si?
Well, I feel like the 4 is already the Si. So I want a new SI? It's got more horsepower?
Do you want an Impreza or a WRX-STI? That is the question, sir. What is your answer, sir? What is your answer?
Right.
Trey?
I'll go with the sauce out of the pocket, sir.
How about this? Let's look at it like this, and it's probably not really a great example, but
I'm just
PS4 is getting pricey.
He's like,
PS4's
not at all.
PS4's an Impreza. PlayStation Pro is the Impreza WRX, and then the 5 is the WRX STI.
Right.
So
I
like,
can see that.
if you didn't buy the Pro,
So
it's just even more encouragement to the 5 because first of all, I'm not saying this is the case, but I would assume that the 5 is going to be able to make the games that you have at least play at the level of the Pro, which means when you get a 5, you basically got a PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
Without buying a PS4 Pro.
I don't know, is it?
You know what I'm saying? That's what I assume. Maybe even better.
Yeah.
They might, because the Xbox original to the Xbox 360, like, yeah, they was kind of slacking here and there, but they did improve some of the gameplay and some of the quality with the extra power that the 360 brought in. And so I would only assume that, like, some of our games will get an improvement beyond the Pro levels. Like, think about when you're playing, if you ever played Neo. On the regular PlayStation, they're like, yo, you can have frames or you can have visuals. Then on the Pro, they're like, yo, you can have frames and visuals, or you can do 4K.
Yeah, but see, I think...
And then the 5 might be like, yo, you can have 4K and frames and visual, you good. All of it.
I think to the average consumer, I think it kind of really goes back to what Scoots just said, because in my whole recollection of, like, why I went to the next system, it wasn't because I wanted to or I had to have that next system. It was because I literally think from PS2 to PS3, the game that made me buy the PS3 was DC versus MK.
Mm-hmm.
Was literally the game that made me.
Okay.
Because they didn't release it on PS2.
Anybody that's in the chat, what made you buy a PS4 or Xbox, whichever you use, or PC, whichever? What was the deciding factor? Because I'm curious now. Because now, even though I get what you're saying, I just feel like if you're able to just, let's say day one, we all caught PS5, right?
I remember why I bought PS4 too.
Okay, bet. And we all get it, but then 3 days later, I'm playing Apex. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what is gonna be that thing that says, okay, this is?
Well, you also have to look at it too. Like
Because
it's like
Apex plays at 4K now.
I mean, besides but besides
I don't
that,
care about that.
No, wait. Hold on. Hey.
hold on.
You've been playing Destiny on PC, right? You been playing on a little monitor I supplied. You like it, right? It looks good, right? But does it look better on mine? Does it look better on the monitor? My monitor.
Oh, you talking about the junk you got?
Yes.
Oh no, you junk's a crackhead monitor, young. Of course, everything looks better.
4K.
Life looks
versus
better.
1K, like,
Okay.
essentially, like.
And then we're gonna take a step back. We're gonna take a step back.
Getting a little spicy.
I could have been bought a 4K
I
monitor.
love it.
I didn't buy it. It's not needed, right? And I think going back to kind of what he's talking about, like the average person is not really tripping on 4K.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. The thing is with the whole console,
It's not
like,
enough.
I will say this though.
It's not enough.
Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say with the consoles, like with everything with technology and stuff constantly is released year in and year after.
Do you need to see?
Right, exactly. Year in and year out. You're always gonna have the early adopters. You're always gonna have the people that are gonna wait 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, for
You're always
sure.
gonna have the people who will catch it at the very end or catch it when it's at a cheaper price. Fact remains is like how we game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll probably get it day 1 or day 5.
It'll be within the
I
first
don't see
couple months.
myself getting it day one. That's my
Right,
that's my
or the
point.
first couple months, right?
Yeah.
Or there may be some people who say, nah, I'm gonna wait a year or two, make sure they get all the kinks out, make sure they get this out. They have an actual, they have a decent amount of games that I can only get here and not on the PS4.
Yeah.
Then I'll go ahead and jump in.
I think
Regardless of the case,
Yeah.
eventually at some point you're going to buy it. Unless you
I
just
agree.
flat out like, yo, I'm not buying it at all, I'm good on game consoles. If you're like a spook, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not gonna buy it, doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, for sure.
so there's layers to it. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer.
Smoker Gaming said that he switched to PS4 because they said that PS3 games you'd be able to play them on the PS4. Now here's I think
They did say that, but it
Eventually.
ended up not. It was
Well, it had, and you can do
true
it now
for a
through
very
the-
limited amount of games.
No. You can do it through the PlayStation, the subscription service.
So you want to use to pay for it?
Yeah,
PlayStation, you
Now.
gotta pay again for the game that you might have already bought.
I mean,
Sony sounding like
I wouldn't do
Microsoft a little bit.
You think about it like this, right? Think about it like
Bought
this.
Injustice 1 like 3 times.
One of the,
I look at it like
one of PlayStation 3's favorite
we're
features was not a feature. It was just that a nigga ain't have to pay for that online. The average consumer really liked the fact that they didn't have to pay for
Oh, you
that
talking about
online service.
so
Like,
Gold or
yeah. Although I admit
or PlayStation?
there are more people,
utter
in my
brain
opinion,
fart.
there are more people who are willing to pay for a service if they feel like the service is good enough. Because 360 definitely was running that year, that generation. And they had Gold. And it's like, yeah, I didn't really want to pay for Gold. But, you know, my party chat system was way better, especially at that time. He like, oh, you chatting? He like,
I
chat.
agree-
What else
I
you
agree with
doing?
that. I agree
Just
with
chatting. Just in the
that.
chat.
You're just sitting in this joint. Yeah.
Can't play no games. Like, we just
Yeah, that's
chatting.
the way
Like,
how
that
they
shit
use
was
the
stupid.
processor on PlayStation.
Yeah, and the
That shit was
360.
But you know why?
It was like it was funny because it was the one thing that they could brag about was because like the PlayStation 3 had more power. I was still talking, so before you even hit me with some like.
Everybody, welcome to the Shun Show. Welcome to the Shun 44 Show. Welcome back.
Shit.
Trey and his Barry man, his group. You know what I'm saying? We all know what it really is. You know. You know, we got our host and his Three Stooges. You know. AKA he dipped his whole soul.
But what I was gonna say earlier was the thing that made me switch from the PS3 to the PS4 was two things actually. It was the
Wasn't there a big black nigga beat on the back of your head?
Yes.
Get that.
What is it? What was it called?
I thought you were never really into
PS
Xbox.
Move or something. The Move, yeah.
The move?
Camera?
Yeah,
The Move.
Because remember,
No,
at that point,
No, the
Nah,
stick.
it was the camera. It
The
was the
move
camera
was the
and the
stick.
stick.
I mean,
Yeah,
it,
no,
yeah,
it combined with the camera. And
Yeah, some
yeah,
little
like,
sticks
camera.
below that. The
Yeah.
fucking.
That's what
The fucking balls on the
Everybody
thing.
was
Yeah.
going.
like
Well, what
sticks.
game?
Yeah.
What game did it that made you feel
Like that little
I have to
chalkboard.
play that game?
It was just the fact of it was something
And the
new.
sticks
Like
made
you
a
had,
whistling noise.
cause you remember the Wii was real big back then.
Yeah. The first one. Yeah, absolutely.
And
But if you wanted some sticks, just get a Wii.
no, but that's what I'm saying. So I think I bought mine as a bundle. I bought my PS4 as a bundle with the game that came with it. But the thing was, the graphics were so much better on the PS4 than the Wii.
Right.
Like you had the frisbee golf, which was tough. You had boxing. You had.
Tough.
I actually bought a whole separate.
That's legit.
Everybody, welcome back to the Sun Show. But ultimately, that's what made me switch from the PS3 to the PS4, for sure. And then the whole streaming thing too, with the camera, all that it all played a big factor.
But you were never really into Xbox though.
Nah.
Like, what about 360? Did you have 360?
Never had Xbox products. I never had Microsoft products except for Windows 9. And
What about you, sir?
What about you?
What was your reasoning for switching to the PlayStation?
Games.
You already
You
have
average ass gamer. Let's move on. So,
Nah,
what was your reason for
you
switching
already know.
to the PlayStation 4?
But you do know that's like what
conversation.
but I'm saying, you know that's was my whole thing.
That's what
on
you're
the
getting
PS5 games.
That's what I was saying earlier. I know what you're getting at.
He's like Mario.
But I need to, you know what I'm saying? You know that Boosie rap laugh.
Right.
But you know, because we had this conversation. There were
Nobody
multiple.
watched it.
There was right. No, not last week. I'm talking about like just on the personal.
Just on the
Yeah, on the regular.
Smoker Gaming had said that you're gonna need an 8K TV for the PS5.
Basically,
you won't
probably.
need one. I mean, like,
need one.
it might be capable,
Right.
but it don't mean you need one.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, think about like when you play PS4 Pro or 4K TV now, you still have to choose between 4K and frames. So if a PlayStation 5 is capable of doing 8K,
Because it doesn't run it.
it might be capable of
It only-
doing
it only,
4K at 60 frames. And
Right.
that might be like hey, like that's where it's at. Like,
I don't
or
even
maybe
think
you
I've
want that
ever played
supreme being 1080.
I don't even think I've ever played a 4K.
I did it for the Xbox, but it was at like Best Buy and shit. Like I just seen it and it was like, oh damn. Actually no, I played it. Well, remember when we was over my crib and we was playing fucking Red Dead 2 on my TV downstairs, which is 4K TV. That shit was retarded. I was like, ugh. And that was just on the standard PlayStation, dog.
No, that was one of those like shoot a nigga. Wow, look at it. Oh,
Right.
like,
It was
like
that was
it
on regular
was just
PlayStation 4,
the detail.
yeah, it was.
Hey, you remember when you first got your nice TV? You remember when you first got it and you sat down and you watched a movie
that TV, man.
and you felt like, nigga, I'm beside the cameraman.
Like that TV, yeah, that TV
Like
was
you had that weird like I'm there.
Yeah,
That's
like
4K for gaming.
It removed the filter. Like,
Yeah,
it seems like you're just looking at through a window at the person.
4K improves the details so much that you be looking at.
I did not like it at all.
Hey,
for gaming, it was
realistic.
fire.
Let's put it this way: 4K look like some Willy Wonka shit. Like I'm about to reach in the TV and grab that chocolate bar. I'm about to. Shit, oh snap, dog! You couldn't tell him to come out the TV and beat your ass.
He like, you don't need
Right.
that. He crossed his mind and everything. You don't need that.
Right.
Just say no. Stop eating that shit.
Stop eating that shit.
But yeah, no.
Stop eating that shit.
Oh yeah, by the way, we just got Molly in.
You look back, hey, you look back, but he's like.
He like thumbs the whole break in his face.
Yeah.
The whole time I'm like.
Yeah, for real, bro.
Molly,
Yeah.
I sweat.
For real, bro, on some non-gaming shit though. Me and my brother went to Walmart last night. You know what I'm saying? We was doing a little, get a little some snacks for the kids or whatever.
Yeah.
And on the way out, man, I swear we kept hearing stuff in the background like, "Stop, yo!" I'm like, "Dog, what is that noise?" And then we left. We came out. It was this dude in the middle of the field, just yelling at the top of his lungs to nobody. "Stop, yo!" Like he's squaring up, but he don't know he's like, yo, like people.
My hat automatically gets real low by itself.
Like,
all the air let out. Honestly, nothing.
right, exactly. And he fighting Satan.
man. Yeah, I don't know when he was on.
Fuck
He
that,
was on.
Satan. Right. Try to run that nigga the fuck over. Like, cutting it in the lot.
Dog, can you imagine this shit like
Man
that?
was having a magic.
Right.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh Lord, baby, he need a Bible.
Right.
Power of Christ.
He need
Hell,
a crucifix.
Somebody get out the Catholic one.
I'm like, somebody come look at this. Somebody come look at this.
They blow my God, it's a demon on your shoulder. I look over. Partner, who's you?
Who's you? Yeah, partner. Who is you?
French's gang.
It's your boy,
AKA.
Mustard.
Right.
French's gang.
Must have heard of me.
You must have heard of me. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Butter doing life in a box.
Anyway, we got sidetracked there for a second. Squirrel. But anyway, back on topic of the PS5. That's what we currently talking about. I think that I will probably get it out the gate more than likely, but there's a caveat because no one has seen anything and no one knows what the launch titles are going to be.
That shirt's fire.
It is fire. It is not. It is
I'm
fire.
like mesmerized.
Yeah,
you ain't looked at
and nobody
else.
nobody knows what the launch titles are going to be or what they look like or what the features of the system is going to be. You know what I mean? Like, I need to see that because remember what Microsoft did with all of these games from this supposedly this generation that magically just went. They don't exist. No one knows what happened to those games. What happened to those games?
What are you talking about?
What happened to the Star Wars game?
There was never a game
That
called
Star Wars game
Scalebound.
was looking exactly.
There was never a game called Scalebound.
It got canceled.
Oh, wait, yo, on that note, that is hilarious. Because Star Wars got canceled.
Put it this way, right now, like if I had to just go off of faith of what has happened this generation, I'll take the chance by the PS5 when it comes out, and then I may wait like a year or so on Xbox. You know what I'm saying? But with PS and PlayStation, like bruh, they
Xbox
dominated,
Red or whatever it's called.
dominated this
Scarlet.
fucking generation exactly. Like you know what I'm saying? With games alone, so it's like if I'm gonna jump out there on something first, like of course I'm gonna go PlayStation.
And then here's the question I have for all of y'all. Do y'all feel like
Although
These new
they are
systems
launching
are coming
Xbox
too
with the
soon.
new Halo though, the Halo Infinite. They are launching that with the next Xbox, and that's supposed to be,
Infinite is coming out on the next gen?
right on Xbox Scarlet, and it's supposed to be like from what they said. That's
Oh, they
supposed to be
trying to come
like
out swinging.
right, like Halo Infinite day one.
But that's all
Like
I got.
that's you know what I'm saying.
Huh.
And it's
Can
supposed to be.
you rewind?
Hey,
We got Gears 18.
Hey, it's all supposed to be around your man Master Chief though. That's what niggas say they wanted online. So niggas wanted that. You know what I'm saying? They wanted that Halo story about Chief only. Like they don't want no extra people on that joint.
No, because man,
It was always about Master Chief.
No. It was.
They're more so talking about
Wait,
the
I'm
last
sorry.
game. Talking about
It
Halo
is.
5. 'Cause
It is.
it was-
But Reach was fire, and it wasn't about Chief. To me, it's like.
Like that nigga looking way too.
Stories are fine.
Right, they like he trying to go to sleep.
Like-
He trying.
Like he acted unusual, bucko. Right.
I mean, yeah.
He like, yeah, so
I had sex with Katie. I mean,
right. He like, who won?
Sir, be dipping. You gonna answer his question? I forgot his question too. You did too, didn't you? What's your question?
Question what? I forgot the question.
Trash. That grease from that pizza getting to your memory.
Right. The MSG didn't caught up with me.
Hey, yo, are you? Oh wow. Yo.
Hey, son, don't hold on.
You said you're not getting the PS5 off bat, right?
Alright.
Well, you got a reason for that, sir?
Not until they give me a reason.
True.
If there's an outstanding, that's why the features are so important for me. If there's like an outstanding feature that's worth even just the feature alone getting it, then I would say, because like I'm just imagine I'm at the shop, right? PS5 does come with its own internet service where
You have to pay for it like a cell phone.
yeah, that's cool. But if you have that and I'm just at the shop just banging out on the PS5, then
Yeah,
you can get
that's
it.
fine. Yeah.
But if there's
For sure.
if they're just like, if Sony's like, hey, here's the PS5, you can play all your PS4 games on here until like next year, that'd be $700. I think I'm good.
And an extra 200 on your credit
But
card.
okay, but are you saying
Like,
you're only good for that year, and then once those games do come out, you're gonna get it? Or are you just like, oh no, I'm going on PS5 altogether?
No, I want the PS5, but I
So
don't see-
eventually you're going to get
Yeah.
it, regardless.
Yeah.
Right. It's just a matter of when you're gonna get it.
Either one or two things gonna happen. Either
Right.
say the
Oh,
joint
that's what
comes
your
out
question
and it's like
was.
$6.99,
I
which
remember
is
your
probably
question.
not. It's probably like $5.99 for that.
Sir Trey.
But let's say it comes out right, and either one or two things gonna
I'm
happen.
actually hearing 550.
Okay, so let's say it's
550 is
$5.50.
the out the gate.
No, that's take it with a grain of salt type information.
It's gonna be
One
released
or
on
two
December
things
4th.
are
Early
gonna happen.
predictions.
Either
We
we're
don't
gonna
get
have
600. We'll be $50 under it.
GameStop's gonna run some type of crazy sale where it's like, yo, turn in your PS4 and get
$150.
Right.
$150. Get a third.
That's how I got the
Purchase of a
PS3. I traded in my
PS5.
I did a special deal where we'll give you the value plus 50%.
Wait, will GameStop be around?
Why didn't I pick this up? This was about to be my GameStop tombstone. Here lies GameStop. Rest in peace.
Right, that's right.
Either that or
when you lay
Grand Theft Auto
GameStop
6
down,
comes
you have to
out.
lay Funkoland down. You have to lay
Yeah, so it's just a
EB
matter.
Games down. You have to land like I hate GameStop because I feel like now that they have ultimately failed, they have also failed gaming in general because all other companies are gone. But Kenny's question was, because I remembered it now, do you think the PS5 coming out is too soon?
Yeah, that was the question.
No.
It depends on the
What's your
features.
question, sir? So you saying I can launch a PlayStation 6 a year later as long as the features are good enough for you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're outstandingly better.
Let's ask somebody who plays games.
Hold on.
You heard what okay.
No,
But you're not gonna offer me like that because number one, if the iPhone comes out, the iPhone 11 comes out with 3 cameras on the back.
Right.
If one comes out in a year and has 6 cameras on the back, and there's if there's a reason why it has 6 cameras, and it's ultimately better than the iPhone 11,
Nah, facts.
I can't talk to you about phones, but I mean, you know, you
I know, yeah.
I get what you're saying in the
Yeah.
world of phones, but it
Yeah.
doesn't work like that in the world of games.
Well,
Unless
no,
you're
no.
talking about PC
Well, no.
specifically.
Well, no, yes.
If you
yes,
drop $500
yes,
to $600 on that console,
yes.
would you drop $500 to $600 the next year
remember,
on the next version?
when they
if
brought
the features
hold on.
permit it.
When they brought out the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X, that's what that was. That was
Yeah, but
that,
it had already been like 2-3 years since the
only 2 or 3 years. That's still not a normal console generation.
No, it's not.
Most
But
console
it also
generation is
wasn't
like
a
10
home
years.
console. It wasn't a
Right,
home console.
well that's what I'm saying. But that's
you're still playing PlayStation 4 games.
right. But
It
that's
wasn't like you
but
was
that's
like, I got
type-
5. You
Right, but that's
what
what they were testing
It wasn't
to see
like-
like, oh, okay, can we release
Will they
enough?
accept this? Yes.
Yeah, Because the bottom line is, there's always going to be early adopters.
Yeah.
They can release a PS5 next year and then come out with a PS 5.2 the year
You
after.
got the power hungry people who don't want to get a PC, but they want that power.
Yeah, there's
So
going to be
yes,
niggas that's going to buy it.
There are people who will buy it, but
There's-
it's not what he said.
Do you
He's
think it's
talking
worth it?
like, if we drop PlayStation 5 in 2020 and PlayStation 6 in 2021,
Or even 22.
our cat's gonna
Or 22.
jump.
Some will, and I'm saying some will.
Some will, but
Some
it
will
won't be
just
enough.
Yeah, some will.
I keep saying that. I'm not automatically gonna get it.
I mean,
If the features
I'm
permit,
just-
like if they say, "Oh, PS5's coming out," and somebody says, "Well, what can you do on there besides?" And they're like, "Oh, well, the parties you can put 24 people in the party now." All right, I'm
That's
good.
not important, man.
I'll wait till PS6.
I don't even use the
Well,
8 or
you
6
gotta
or
understand,
whatever.
not everybody is me or you. You know what I'm saying? So there are some people, like I said, when it comes to
I know
technology,
that there are some
they're
people
gonna
who will
just
have it
constantly
just to have
early
it.
adopt.
But
That's just what they
the
do.
point I'm getting at
That's
is
just what they
like,
do.
first of all, Sony would be really dumb to do that. And the only reason I say it is because you literally just burned everybody who bought a PlayStation 5. You're like, yo,
I think that's
if
why
you
they
didn't
did
get one.
5.0 or
First of all, video game development
If
isn't
they're
even
still
a year
making- if they're-
unless you're talking Call of
That's a
Duty.
really good point, actually.
Actually, no,
That's what
Call of
you just
Duty
said.
years, 2 years.
That's a really
Yeah.
good point.
Well,
I
see,
didn't
but you
think about
gotta imagine. Let's just say they did exactly what. Let's just say they released the PS5 2020, and then I'll go with Kenny. 2022, 2
That's a
years
little
later.
bit more time.
Right, 2 years. 2 years. They
It's
released a
still
PS6.
It's still extremely
Do you
short,
really
but
think? Right, it's very short.
It becomes,
But-
the longer it is, the more acceptable it becomes. So,
Yeah.
like,
What's the lifespan of an average console?
7
7 to 10 years.
7 to 10 years.
7 to 10 years.
How long did PlayStation 2 run? 10 years?
Like, yeah,
About 10 or 11.
10, yeah, 10 or 11.
And right
One
now
of
we're
the
only
longest
like, what,
running.
7?
No, we're like
Six?
in 8 or 9.
Is it been 8?
Yeah, and that's the thing, because I did this the other day too.
Yeah,
No,
it's like, yo,
stop.
it's
No,
before
no,
and
no,
after.
no.
It does not feel
No.
like that.
I've had my PlayStation 5.
Oh, you got a 5?
I've had my PlayStation 4.
No, hot shit.
I had my PlayStation 4. I've had my PlayStation 4 for 5 years. I did the math. And I got my PlayStation 4 a year after it came out. So PlayStation 4 right now is currently only at 6 years. When the 5 comes out, it'll be at 7 years.
Right. So 7.
Which to me is fine. 7 years is fine. Yes, they had the Pro, which was a mid-generation, like, oh, something more powerful, and that's
Yeah.
fine. I will accept that.
Like I said,
but I'm
even-
not accepting a whole new console
even
within 3
even
years.
at one point you wouldn't even have that. So I just think
Better than me. I just own a PC. I already own a PC. Oh, that's the other thing I was gonna say. Your question was, is it too soon, right? Now that you realize it is 7 years, maybe it makes you feel a little bit better.
Yeah,
but
now
I
I'm
will
like,
say
okay, I
this.
see it. Okay, I see it.
I bought a PlayStation 4, but right before I bought that, I bought a PC. I upgraded that PC 3 times since I've had my PlayStation 4. So, yeah, like, it being 7 years, it could be a little bit shorter. It could be 5 years. But I could never see it being less than 5, purely for the fact that there are game companies that don't, that take, like, CD Projekt Red.
If that's
How long have these niggas been working on that game?
I got
Whole generation?
I got a counter
They have
question for you then.
like
If that's how I got a counter question for you. If that's how you feel with every, let me ask you a question first. Would you or would you not agree that every year technology gets better and faster?
Yeah, I mean, well, I have a PC.
No, it's just
so
yes or no question. Do you agree with that?
Yes,
Or no?
that is an absolute yes.
I was elaborating. For
I don't need the elaboration. It's
For that.
just answer the question. Answer the question. Welcome back to the Sun Show.
It's like, yo,
Would you yes or no?
No, for me, yes.
You think
yes,
technology
absolutely.
gets better
Absolutely.
and faster every year, right?
Every single year.
Yes or no?
Every single
Yes,
year. There's
yes.
always something new, latest and
To
greatest.
some extent, yes.
Always.
over here
Always.
sitting like a king and shit.
He's like,
I pay the bills for this motherfucker. It's like,
right. He's like, bro.
yes or no?
I can't answer the question.
All right. So next question is:
I'll plead the fifth.
Would you agree that with the innovation and technology, not just innovation itself, but the process is also getting faster?
Yes.
Okay. So now, where it took them 10 years to come up with the PS3, 7 years, or PS4, and you said 6 or 7 years to now even start to begin talking
6
about
now,
PS5.
7 now. Right.
at some point, now, say PS5 comes out next year, that 6 years should turn into 3 years, and then the PS7 should turn into, like, now we're to the point where technology is advancing so much that we have to give you this new stuff, or at least give you a submodel, like the PS Pro or.
A submodel's fine. They've been doing that since
But
the
that's
60s.
they're just cloaking what you don't want to admit. They could have released the PS4 Pro as a PS5 if they really wanted to, but they made it to people like you where you would feel like I just bought the PS.
The reason they released it the way they did this is even.
No, I mean they're serious.
They themselves agree that the PS4 Pro
I agree.
wasn't enough of a leap to consider it the 5. Because if they did feel like it was, it would have been the 5.
But eventually it will.
But they felt like it wasn't enough.
And then you have somebody that says like, okay, the PS5 Pro should have been the 6.
Well,
you have people on both sides like.
Yeah.
You are right about.
I think that.
You are right about the fact that we do upgrade every year.
I'm
But
tired of this shit.
it's not as large as I feel like you're thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think the average consumer is gonna be like, what? The PS4 6 is out? What features they got?
Wait, the PS4 6?
6, PS6, whatever.
That's some new shit. The 46.
Dang.
The
46.
This
PS4
PS4
46. The PS4 to 6. Yo, the 6. I don't think that's gonna be enough to like convince a consumer after they just spent $500-$600 on a console to come buy another one.
What about trade-in value?
Could they do it? Sure. Unless the trade-in value.
Yeah, but you also
if something comes out
also
in a
have
year,
to look at it too
But
like this.
they're wasting technology and they're making less money now. In a certain. So imagine,
time.
right? So
I
imagine-
have a question to
How if you bought a PS5?
add on to this.
I got a question. If you bought a PS5
Mm-hmm.
and the very next year the next version came out, I don't even want to say now, fuck up again.
The PS4.
How much money would they have to offer you for your 5 to accept buying a whole other console that could
Depends on the cost
potentially
of the
be
console.
more expensive?
It depends on the
Could
cost
be,
of the console.
you know what I'm saying? You go from an iPhone 9 to a 10. That price is amazing.
With what?
Or 8, right?
With the climate of what we're talking about.
I can't remember.
Do you think
I
that's
feel
the
like
reason why
have.
a lot of the
I mean, yeah, but then they're not really
developers
making
and
as
stuff
much
are
because now you
going
got wasted
to-
technology.
gaming as a service, right?
Trash.
Because every single year, you're okay. We're gonna update this. Okay, we're gonna update that. So if you have an open-ended game that it's not working right, we send out a patch. Oh, it's not working right, we send out a patch. Okay, we wanna drop an expansion twice a year. That's $40 or even $60 expansion. Okay, so that means that game is just coming out. So instead of me playing Destiny 5, I'm really still playing Destiny 2, but they didn't drop 1,500 updates. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? Just constantly evolving. Do you think that some people may have already seen what you're saying as far as that time shortening, and saying, okay, me as a consumer, I'm not about to fucking
shortening.
Exactly. Exactly. Are they gonna be like, I'm not about to sit here and spend, let's just say, $400-$500 again? I'm not about to spend $400-$500 every single year, right?
That nigga like,
So,
yeah.
Are we getting to the point of like, right? Are we getting to the point of like where that, right? What is you doing over here, cuz?
Pot in the house, you like he catch the double toast, baby.
Come on with what's the nigga from Overwatch? Fucking Reaper.
Reaper
handguns. Yeah.
This is my answer to the itis.
Facts.
They do look like that. I'm struggling.
Yeah, nah, I don't know. I think we can cut it and you.
I think Lyric came to life.
Games as a service, my dude.
Yeah. Do you think that that's why they're pushing that now? Because there's a lot of people pushing that model. Games as a service. Yeah, you hear it all the time. Games as a service. Service.
Did you
games as a service.
catch that Ubisoft setup?
Which part?
So, Breakpoint released a couple weeks back.
Yeah, you like it, right?
It's a games as a service. He does like it, and there's things to like about it. But the game was it's a failure. The game was a failure.
Breakpoint's a failure.
Such a failure
already.
that you hold on.
That's the joint with my man in it, right?
Yeah, he's
John?
he's the best thing about the game.
Yeah.
He's literally the best thing about the game.
His part in the story
In
is
fact,
real good.
they said he isn't in the game enough.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you because we got a comment. It says he hopes they do a Resident Evil 3 remastered.
We doing
What
it
if
again?
what if next gen is like the gen of remastered?
This gen is the gen of remasters. What are you talking about?
Nah, it wasn't.
And look,
Here's the thing.
Resident Evil 2.
Don't say
You got
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy.
That's not out.
I know it's not out, but it will
Alright,
be
so
on.
then
It will be on this
this
generation.
well, no, I mean it's gonna be out. No, I mean it's be out next year, but it's
But
still.
what else?
But still,
Resident Evil
next
2.
generation.
What else?
Right, Resident Evil 2.
There was Modern Warfare.
You're lying.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 1.
Oh, man, so get out of here, right? They even tried to bundle it together with the game to force you to buy it.
Start throwing the floor.
Throwing the laptop. Going ham like
You goddamn lying, boy.
Okay, there was quite a few games. What was that game?
Well,
with
we
the
have people in
skeleton?
here. Anybody that's in here, what games of this generation, if you're a gamer, because I know some people come in here,
Halo.
did we get that
All
was
of
remastered?
All of Halo.
Halo was remastered this generation.
The whole thing.
Resident Evil.
1, 2, 3, and Reach.
Yeah, because Reach they had just added.
They literally remastered all of
Okay,
Halo.
that's a Microsoft
The
problem.
whole
We ain't
thing.
talking about that.
Alright, I got another curveball for you then. What about remastered combinations, trilogies?
What do you mean?
So, for instance, imagine you take the storyline from, say, for instance, Halo 1, 2. How many Halos is it?
Like 15?
No,
I'm just kidding.
Imagine. No, okay. So as a consumer,
brother?
what if the selling point was okay, Xbox 2, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna do a remastered version of
Dead Space.
literally of Halo 1 through 6 in one game.
Did Dead Space get a remaster?
What do you mean in one game?
Like literally combining the entire storyline into one solid game. Not 6 discs, one game.
Do you mean like in the menu
That
go
would
into
be
one
fire.
or
No,
2 or 3?
as in,
No,
or
he's
like
one
I
large
started and when I beat Halo 1,
Okay.
It
the
just
game's like 2 years later.
No.
Boom.
Check this out.
You know,
More like
you mean
this.
like that?
You got
Yeah,
Matrix.
yes,
You
like
got Matrix, Matrix Reloaded, and Matrix Revolutions. I'm talking about. We're gonna release Matrix 1, 2, and 3. It's gonna be in one game, playable.
Scoop, you come up.
That would be fire. I mess with that.
I mean, that'd be cool. You know, King Trey.
Which Dead Space was best? He said.
Oh.
I'm just
3.
gonna be out there and say it. I'm
3.
trash, so I'm gonna say 3. I know that I know everybody will, oh my god, but 1 and 2 are the scary games and 3 wasn't.
Nah, 2.
But I
2
love the technical
say 2 for me.
improvements they had with 3. And while he might not have been scared because he played the easy route,
Was hurt.
my son is scared. It's gonna rain.
What's the weather looking like over there, Scoop?
It's looking pretty cloudy.
He said, NVGA, what's good, my brother? Respect to all. Shout out to North Bad Creation.
Yes, sir.
What up?
Welcome back to the Shun Show.
The newly and redone podcast, formerly known as Shun.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's
I'm just mad because my shit's divisive.
right.
He like, I don't like how you interrupt.
So,
I don't like how you all agree.
Uh,
Somebody gotta disagree.
Right. He's like, somebody got to do it. Ain't gonna be me.
Your shirt too tight, brother.
Right.
Your knees ain't built right. You ain't got knees. The legs is too short. You know what I'm saying?
Speak on, brother.
There's a cat over there. Hey,
Is the cat over there?
he is over there.
Hey,
Yeah.
hold on. I throw you
Hey,
off.
the cat looked at my man like, yo, if you don't walk around me, I'll snatch your soul out your body.
Right. I'm like, oh, Lord.
I'm like, oh,
Go ahead, man.
the cat
You know what I was gonna
over
say?
there.
Another bad creation. Okay.
I was gonna say,
Boys, man.
have y'all seen any of the campaign footage from Modern Warfare?
I heard you listening to it though.
I
or
watched-
watching it.
I thought you
Yeah,
were
I'll
watching a
show y'all
military,
clip
like
when we
I
finish.
thought you were watching like a military thing or like a movie.
Bruh.
Cause I was like, yo, I said,
Don't worry.
Lord, I'm like, oh god, like what the hell's
I'm gonna
going
show you
on?
a
Like,
clip when we finish.
Scoop,
It's called.
Don't watch that news article. He thinks it's a game.
Right now, I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all that joint. But yeah, that shit.
Sounded real.
That shit is, nigga. Yeah, we'll see.
We also have official merch.
It's coming. It's
Not
in the
that
works.
white tag.
It's in the mer- It's in
He's
the
gonna be
works.
selling these. We're gonna be selling these shirts for $2.50.
Yeah, it's
So
in
this
the
is,
works.
50 cents.
You know,
Cheap
Don't
shirt.
joke about prices.
You know,
This is
it's
that-
good too.
Now that's what
It's
it looks
good.
like on a medium.
This is
build.
that Ultra Instinct color.
More than bed sheet. You know, you got my head, baby. We're gonna show you that look.
You know what I'm
Says
saying?
NVGA, baby,
This is
on
just
baby.
for us, but you know, if you watch it now and you subscribe now, you know what I'm saying? When we blow up, when we switch to OBS.
Oh, right. When we switch.
When we switch to OBS.
We will switch.
Yeah.
That's for sure
Yeah.
coming.
Think about most of Walt Disney in it. We're brought to you by Walt Disney.
Yeah, sponsor. Shout out to our sponsor, Minute Maid Premium, coming through with the strawberry kiwi.
Actually,
You know what I'm
inside.
saying?
It's
Definitely got that on lock.
Brought to you by my ankles. They non-existent.
Oh Lord! Oh Lord! Why so bright in here, Brett? We praying? Lord.
I think that's a wrap. Huh?
Cool.
Yes, sir.
So,
So
answered your
I
question.
guess
Yeah, you did.
thanks for everybody watching.
This is more of an
If you're new-
unorthodox type of episode. We'll probably get something a little bit more formal next week again for y'all. Obviously, the main goal is to be back next week. You know what I'm saying?
We've been consistent.
But trying to build the consistency back up. But yeah, that's it from me, man.
You good?
Huh?
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 What do you think?
This is Sean 44. You should definitely get that Outer Worlds if you got Game Pass or you have a console capable.
You got Game Pass.
It is fire. It
I got
is,
Game Pass.
I got Game Pass.
If you like New Vegas, it's definitely where it's at.
Yeah.
Try that.
Well,
My balls itch.
Yeah.
okay. Tell him out.
Right.
You need Dr. Squatch.
That is NVGA podcast coming to you live 5 to 5. If you're new, hit that subscribe button.
Yes, sir.
Right now, do it.
Smack it.
But yeah, we'll be back next week.
Can't say that.
Right.
I know you thinking. I'm thinking it.
I don't have to speak, so.
We will be back.
Uppercut that like button with the mouse.
Up.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
We out. It's over.
We gone.
Go home. Oh, they're actually probably out.
Actually, we got other videos in case you haven't seen them. You know, you can always check them out. Leave a comment on this video or the latest video, and I'll get to them.
We'll make it happen.
One of us will get to them.
We out.
Alright.
Yeah. Oh, that jump about to die.
Yeah,
Control it,
that-
there, Mo.
YouTube.